Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Let's just dive right in, shall we?
Okay, so here's our chronological game plan for the day. We've got registration, then the processional, the Sunday service, the actual wedding ceremony, picture taking, and finally the reception.
Starting things off with block number 1, registration, the morning kickoff.
For you bridesmaids and groomsmen, your call time is 9:30. Getting there early means you get to sign the fingerprint tree book, which is this awesome keepsake where you leave your thumbprint to help their drawn tree bloom, and you get to do it in total peace before all the regular guests start flooding in at 10 a.m.
Now, just a quick actionable heads up if you're planning to get dressed or do your final touch-ups at the venue. Space is a little limited down in the studio. Just so you know, there are no full-body mirrors in that room, and it doesn't have its own separate CR. There are power outlets, but if you're bringing a curling iron or a hair straightener, definitely pack your own extension cord so you aren't fighting over plug space.
Also, right after you register, there's going to be a quick recording session. It's for the video content where the bridesmaids shoot together and the groomsmen shoot together. But hey, don't sweat the mechanics of that right now. The groom is actually going to send out separate instructions for that photo and video session directly to you.
All right, moving on to part 2, the processional. Here comes the entourage.
By 10:45 a.m., it's time to get in position for the march. We've got an official entrance cheat sheet for you to follow. Notice how the flow moves from the officiant and best man all the way down to the bride. Take a peek at exactly where the groomsmen and bridesmaids are positioned. And honestly, if you feel a little lost on the actual day, do not panic. The MC is going to be right there to enthusiastically guide everyone into the perfect spot before the music starts.
Now, what if your assigned marching partner, you know, the one on the invitation, can't make it for some reason? Easy. Just march solo. Confidently own the moment. Walk down that aisle by yourself and head straight to your seat. No need to awkwardly group up with another pair.
And speaking of seats, here is exactly what the bridesmaids and groomsmen need to do after walking down the aisle. You'll head straight over to your assigned tables. They're going to be located on the right side of the venue. And don't worry about wandering around looking for it. Your specific seat will be pointed out to you during that morning registration block.
Next up is part 3, the Sunday service, a moment of worship.
The flow here is exactly like a regular Christian Sunday service, so you'll know exactly what to expect. It kicks off with 1 or 2 praise and worship songs, followed by the word, which is essentially the homily, and then wraps up with a response song. And once that final note finishes, we move right into the main event.
Which brings us to section 4, the wedding ceremony, the main event.
Okay, listen up if you're a sponsor holding one of the ceremonial items. During the march, if you're holding the candle or the aras, which are the coins, you're going to hand those straight to the minister at the altar so they can be placed on the table. But if you're carrying the veil or the cord, keep those with you. Hold on to them safely at your seat until the officiant officially calls you up.
Let's break down exactly how these duties will look visually, starting with the candle. When the officiant calls for the candles, the assigned sponsors will stand up. You'll light the candles and place them directly in front of the couple. So the groomsman places his right in front of the groom, and the bridesmaid or maid of honor places hers directly in front of the bride.
Next is the veil. When you get the signal from the minister, the veil sponsors will stand and walk up behind the couple. Visually, the veil needs to be draped completely over the bride's head, but for the groom, it gets pinned only to his shoulders. That is exactly how it should look once you attach it.
And finally, the cord. When called, the cord sponsors stand up and step right behind the couple. When you place the cord over Ric and Kim, make sure it rests on top of the veil, forming a figure 8 or infinity sign pattern. Once that's resting perfectly, your ceremonial duties are officially beautifully done. Moving on to part 5, picture taking. Snap, share, send. All right, when you get to your tables, you're going to see QR codes. Please scan them. We enthusiastically encourage you to upload all your candid shots, your outfit of the day pictures, your selfies, and all the sweet little moments you capture. And when you post, definitely use the hashtag #RicMarriedKim to help document June 28th, 2026. And finally, part 6, the reception. Let's celebrate. So there you go. That is your ultimate straightforward guide to being the absolute best entourage ever. You've got your call times, you know your placements, and you know exactly how to handle your ceremonial duties. But the most important question for you right now is, amidst all the excitement and beautiful moments, what is going to be your absolute favorite memory from June 28th, 2026?